Partial product multiplication, 3 digits by 1 digit. So this is the procedure that we're going to do, and let me explain this further. Okay, so here's our problem, 175 times 9. Now notice this area down here, this is like our workspace. In reality, we actually have two different workspaces. We have this side right here. I'll put a little line around it here, circle around it. And then we have this side right here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is actually make our houses or place values. Okay, so we have here, we have the ones place or ones house. So there's 5 ones and 9 ones. We have the tens place. So the 7 is really a 70. It's 7 tens. And we have the hundreds place. So the 1 is really 100. And right next door we have the thousands place as well. So I'll go ahead and draw that in. Okay, so the first step is we're going to multiply 9 times 5. So we're actually going to put that right here. 9 times 5 equals 45. So instead of actually putting the answer, or part of the answer up here, so put a 5 here and carry the 4, we actually do everything below this line right here. So the 4 goes right here, and the 5 goes right here. Why? Because there's 4 tens, and there's 5 ones. So 45. It's also easier for a child to see that this is 45. If we put a 5 here and a 4 up here, that's harder to see that that 4 is really a 40. But now, if it's 45, it's easier to see that that 4 is really 4 tens, 45. Okay, next step, 9 times not 7, but 70. So we're going to say 9 times 70. And now you can kind of see the value of writing 9 times 70 right here, because a child will look at this and actually see that, that 7 is really, it reinforces that that 7 is really a 70. We're going to say equals 630. So 63 plus a 0 is 630. Next step. Oh, sorry, we're going to put the 630 right here. So we're going to just follow along this line here. 600, so 600s, 3 tens, 30, and 0 ones. Hence 630. Notice as well that I'm what's called stacking. So the 45 is right on top of the 630. And the next line, it's going to be the next product is going to be right here on this line. We stack the numbers. So the next multiplication is 9 times not 1 but 100. So 9 times 100 equals 900. And the 9 goes right here because it's 9 hundreds, 0 tens, and 0 ones. So this is our problem here. We just put all of these values right here, stacking them on top of each other. And now we simply have to add up our values in each place value. So I'm actually going to put a plus here. So that means we're going to add everything below this line. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 4 plus 3 is 7. And 6 plus 9 is 15. We're going to go ahead and put a 5 here and then carry the 1. I'm going to circle this so you know it's not really 145. I know I said that we placed everything on lines like the next. You may be thinking, how come I'm not writing stuff on this line? It's actually okay to go ahead and carry the 1 like this. We've done what we were supposed to do over here. But when we add, we can actually carry the 1. And I'm going to talk about that later because that's really called regrouping. Okay, so we, quote, carried the 1, unquote. Now we simply add the thousands place, and it's 1 plus 0 is 1. So our answer is 1,575. Okay, let's take a look at this a little further. Now, a couple things I want to point out. This is going to take about a minute and a half. Why is this called partial product multiplication? Well, the reason it's called partial product multiplication is that these numbers, 45, 630, and 900, are actually a part of this number, 1,575. So 9 times 5 equals 45. 45 is a part of this number. So This is a partial product. 45 is the product of 9 times 5. Same with 630. That's a product of 9 times 70, which is a part of 1575. And same thing applies for 900. So that's why it's called a partial product multiplication problem. The next thing I want to point out is this concept of carrying the 1. Did we really carry a 1? So let's look at this further. We actually did something called regrouping. 6 plus 9 is 15, correct? Well, is this really 6 plus 9? I'm going to circle this here. This 6 is really 600, and this 9 is really 900. So really this is 1,500. So what we did was regroup because 1,000 cannot be in the hundreds house. So we actually put the 1,000 over here. So the 1,000 is actually 1,000. And the 500 from the 1,500, that's the sum of 600 plus 900. So the 500 goes right, it can stay in this house right here. Why? Because it's 5 100s. And so 600 plus 900 is 1,500. So we just regrouped this number. And so we can actually cross out 600 plus 900, which is 1,500. We can cross that out because we've now regrouped them into the thousands place, and we kept 500 in the hundreds place because it's 5 hundreds. So now we simply added the value in the hundreds place. Now obviously you're not writing this. I'm doing this for demonstration purposes. We were actually done before. I'm just showing you how we got this number. So we add this column and it's just 500. So we put the 5 right here, but as you can see, this 5 is really a 500 because it's in the hundreds place. And the 1,000 on this side, the 1 which we carried, is really 1,000. It's not really a 1, but we put the 1 here, but remember it's in the thousands house because it's really 1,000. So that's what regrouping means, even though we say carrying a number. All right, so we're now done with this problem, and that was partial product multiplication. 3 digits by 1 digit. Thank you.